about Filipino mythology, huh?
Yes, but why do you have a British accent?
No more questions. Wear this third eye. It will explain everything.
Welcome to another informative, fruitful, and meaningful discussion. Today, we will talk about the oral literature in the Philippine mythical creatures. In this discussion, you are about to gain more knowledge, ameliorate your prior knowledge, and have a deeper understanding about the Philippine mythical creatures.
There are 93 recorded Philippine mythical creatures. There are more than 30 creatures untold. Some of these beings are originated from Southeast Asian countries, especially Malaysia and Indonesia, like Tiyanak and Manananggal.
Did you know that aswang is a generic term applying to a group of creature types such as vampires, manananggal, witches, shapeshifters, and monsters? The original definition is an eater of the dead and is also known under different names: the balbal, maninilong in Katanawan, Quezon. Stories recount aswangs as female shapeshifters living among regular townspeople. They are quiet, shy, and elusive, and at night they transform into creatures from cat, pig, bird, and the most common, a dog. They enjoy eating unborn fetuses and small children, favoring liver and heart. Some have long proboscises, which they use to suck the children out of their mother's womb or their homes. Spanish colonizers noted that aswang was the most feared among the mythical creatures of the Philippines.
By day, I'm an ordinary gal. By night, I'm a half-bodied manananggal. I come from a class of ghouls known as aswang. I'm allergic to asin and I hate bawang. I have long tongue, but wings, and maybe that pregnant lady will feed me her baby. You can try to stop me, but catching me is tough, cause the only way to kill me is to find my lower half.
Did you know that manananggal is described as being a hideous, scary vampire-like creature? Manananggal is capable of severing its upper torso in order to fly into the night with huge bat-like wings to prey on unsuspecting pregnant women in their homes. Using an elongated proboscis-like tongue, it sucks the hearts of fetuses or the blood of an unsuspecting sleeping victim. The severed lower torso is left standing, and it is said to be more vulnerable of the two halves. Sprinkling salt or smearing crushed garlic or ash on the top of the standing torso is fatal to the creature. The upper torso then would not be able to rejoin and will die at daybreak. The name of the creature originates from sinilalala, used for a severed torso. Manananggal comes from the Tagalog tanggal, which means to remove or to separate. Manananggal means the one who separates itself. In this case, separates itself from its lower body. It is a saying that a manananggal's attack can be avoided by death. The most prominent characteristic of a manananggal is its ability to dispatch its torso from its legs. Did you know that Nuno sa Punso are goblins or elves who live within mysterious lumps of soil or ant hills? They can provide a person who steps on their shelter with good luck or misfortune. Superstitious Filipinos, when passing by a mound, will ask the resident Nuno's permission to let them pass with the phrase, "Tabi-tabi po." Strange and sudden illnesses that befall a person are sometimes attributed to the Nunos. Tiyanak or impactos are babies who died before receiving baptism rites. After death, they go to a place known as limbo, a chamber of hell which unbaptized dead people fall into and transform into evil spirits. These phantasms return into the mortal realm in the form of goblins to eat living victims. The tiyanak can also be the offspring of a woman and a demon. It can also be an aborted fetus which comes back to take revenge on its mother. Most tiyanaks are said to live in forests. If they see a human, they transform into what looks like a normal baby. When the person notices the tiyanak and comes near to take a look of it, the tiyanak changes back to its true form and eats its prey.
Wala lang, I'm a tikbalang. I'm a half macho dancer, half stallion. When the night falls, I'm a terrorizing force. Ladies, watch your back, cause I'm hung like a horse.
Tikbalang or tigbalang is a half man and a half horse creature. It has a horse head, a body of a human, but with the feet of the horse. It travels at night to rape female mortals. Since horses only arrived in the Philippine archipelago during the Spanish colonization, there is a theory that the image of a half-horse, half-man creature was propagated by the conquistadors to keep the natives afraid of the night. There are stories claiming that the tikbalang are actually half-bird, half-man creatures, much like the Japanese tengu.
In the tree, that is where you'll find me. They call me Capre, the Bigfoot of the Philippines. Smoking cigars all day, getting crunk. You can find my junk at the bottom of my tree.
Capre is a filthy dark giant who likes to smoke huge rolls of cigars and hide within and at top of large trees, particularly balete, old acacia, or mango trees. A Filipino Bigfoot, it scares away little children who plays at night. If you're stuck in a place and you keep going around in circles, you're said to be played around by a capre. To escape its control, you must remove your t-shirt and wear it inside out. Balbal is a monster that steals corpses, whether it is in a funeral or grave, and feeds on them. It has a strong smell for dead human bodies. It also has claws and teeth sharp enough to reach the clothing of the dead. Since it is nothing but corpse, it has a foul breath. Once this monster has spotted and eaten the corpse, it will leave the trunk of a banana tree in the coffin, creating an illusion of the stolen body to trick people.
Watch where you're stepping because I am a duende. I also go by elf, dwarf, goblin, puede. You probably have heard of us in stories from your nanay of how we put our curse on you if you don't give us ally. We come in many colors, black, white, red and green. But unless you have a third eye, then we are never seen. We are magical and powerful, mischievous and lovable, and say tabi-tabi po while passing by our mom.
Did you know that duende is a small human-like creatures that live underground? They may be kind or mischievous, depending on how the person has treated them. There are two main types of duende. The white duende, who are supposedly kind creatures who bring about good luck, and the black duende, who are mean folk that like to play pranks on humans. They generally keep to themselves and only interact with humans when their homes are disturbed. Filipinos believe that uttering tabi-tabi po before entering suspected duende territories will not disturb them. Did you know that sigbin is a crossbreed between goat, dog, and kangaroos and sucks blood out of its victims from shadows? Its head hangs between its forelegs, which are much shorter than its hind legs. It has a long whip-like tail that emits a foul stench and two grasshopper-like legs on its neck that enable it to jump far distances. Most stories and sightings originate from the Cebu region.
White lady, like Bello, I am whitening. Was hit by a car and nobody ever stopped for me. And so in the night, while you're on Valletta Drive, you see me, please stop, or you'll see these red eyes.
Did you know that a white lady is a modern kind of ghost, particularly living in Valletta Drive in Quezon City?
Join the boys, Philippines, diba? White
a Filipina mermaid. Sex appeal with hydration like I'm Gatorade. But if you get too close to this beautiful girl, I'll pull you deep down till you're part of my world.
Sirena, or mermaid, is a sea creature with human upper body and a fishtail instead of lower extremities. They attract fishermen and tourists. Sirenas are reportedly often seen ashore by fishermen, especially in the towns bordering the Pacific Ocean. The bambabarang uses insects and spirits to enter the body of the persons they feed. The mangkukulam uses dark magic. The difference between a mambabarang and a mangkukulam is that the mambabarang uses magical insects to bring harm to his victims. These insects are released after incantations, when they will search for their supposed victim and burrow under the skin, impregnating her. After some time, matruculans return to the house to kill the pregnant mother, open her abdomen, and eat the growing fetus. The latter only inflict pain or illness. Mambabarangs use a strand of hair from their chosen victim and tie it to the bugs or worms, which they will use as a medium. When they pick the bug, the victim immediately experiences the intended effect. Mangkukulam are witches or sorcerers who cast evil spells to humans. This bewitcher is also called manggagaway. The mangkukulam uses dark magic.
Did you know that Bungisngis is the Philippines equivalent to Greek mythology's Cyclops? This monster allegedly inhabited at Orion Bataan, which was known for its unique laugh. In fact, Bungisngis came from the root word nisi or to eagle. But don't let the name fool you. According to legends, Bungisngis is a cannibal giant with horrifying features to boot. Aside from a single eye on the middle forehead, Bungisngis also have huge upper lips, humongous teeth, and two long tusks resembling that of African elephants. Some Filipino folktales portray Bungisngis as a dumb giant for less threatening than their Greek-Roman counterparts. But since Philippines mythology is based more on oral traditions than an organized pantheon, Bungisngis was lost to a variety of interpretations. Did you know that the berberoka is a creature that can change its body size? They grow bigger to the point that it can serve as a dam that contains water from the river. The berberoka would try to trap its victims by lying on the river and morphing into something bigger to stop the river flow. This would then lead to drying up the land and have fish scattered on the dried river floor. As the humans began to run and pick up the fishes, the berberoka would then stand up and allow the river to flow again. As the humans are caught into surging waves and struggle to stay afloat, the berberoka would then pick them up to eat. Berberokas, however, have a fear of crabs, especially being pinched by it.
The Philippine mythical creatures are indigenous to the Philippines and other nearby Asian countries. They are the mythological creatures present in folk stories of the early Filipinos or those Filipinos who live in a pre-literate society. The purpose of these folk stories in the form of epic, myths, legends, and tales is to explain the seemingly unexplainable and natural phenomena that occurs in their surroundings, to make the fearsome less fearsome by making them more comprehensible, to pass the idle times with the use of imagination and fantasy, to give lessons in morals, and to entertain. To sum it all, every race, country, religion, or even tribe have their own stories that involve a variety of mythological creatures like what we have here in the Philippines.